Ancient religions that existed long before the emergence of such world faiths as Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism represent an incredible heritage of human civilization. These religious systems were deeply connected with the surrounding nature, the cosmos, and the very essence of life. They explained the inexplicable phenomena of the world and helped people cope with the difficulties of life. Most of these religions were polytheistic, meaning they involved the worship of multiple gods and spirits, each responsible for their domain. People worshipped the sun, moon, rivers, stars, and even animals, believing these forces controlled their fates. Today, we will dive into the world of these ancient beliefs and try to understand how they shaped the lives of early civilizations and what influence they had on modern religions. One of the most ancient and significant religious systems was the religion of Mesopotamia, a region often referred to as the cradle of civilization. Here, around 3000 BCE, the Sumerians lived, people who created one of the earliest known forms of organized religion. The Sumerians believed in a pantheon of gods, each governing various aspects of life and nature. The most important deity was Anu, the god of the sky, considered the supreme ruler among the gods. Other significant deities included Enlil, the god of air and storms, and Inanna, the goddess of love, fertility, and war. According to Sumerian religion, humans were created by the gods to serve them, carrying out their will and maintaining balance in the world. Temples, or ziggurats, became important centers of worship, where priests performed rituals and offered sacrifices to please the gods and preserve harmony between the human and divine worlds. The ancient Egyptian religion was also deeply tied to natural phenomena, especially the Nile River, which provided life in this arid region. The Egyptians worshipped numerous gods, with Ra, the sun god, being a central figure who ruled the world and provided light and warmth. The pharaoh was considered the living embodiment of a god on earth and acted as the intermediary between the human world and the divine. Egyptian religion was closely linked to the afterlife. Osiris, the god of the underworld and resurrection, played a key role in their belief system. The Egyptians believed that death was not the end, but a transition to another form of existence. To ensure a safe passage to the afterlife, they developed complex burial rites, including mummification and the construction of grand tombs, such as the pyramids. These rituals served to preserve the body and soul, ensuring eternal life in the afterworld. In ancient Greece, religion was an integral part of both public and private life. The Greeks worshipped the gods of Olympus, whom they imagined not only as omnipotent beings, but also with human characteristics. Zeus, the king of the gods, was known for his strength, but also for his human weaknesses, such as jealousy and infidelity. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war, symbolized rationality and strategic thinking, while Dionysus, the god of wine and revelry, represented chaos and passion. Religious festivals and rituals played a vital role in Greek life. Major events, like the Olympic Games, were held in honor of the gods and had significant societal importance. Temples, such as the Parthenon in Athens, served not only as places of worship, but also as symbols of the city-state's grandeur and power. In the Indus Valley, one of the earliest urban civilizations, other religious systems began to develop. Although written records of their religion are scarce, archaeological findings, such as statues and frescoes, suggest that the people of this civilization worshipped deities associated with nature and fertility. It is believed that the religion of the Indus Valley influenced the formation of Hinduism, one of the oldest religions still practiced today. While the Indus Valley civilization declined around 1900 BCE, its religious traditions and beliefs likely continued in the Vedic culture, which eventually gave rise to Hinduism. In China, ancient religious beliefs were closely tied to ancestor worship and the concept of balance between opposing forces, yin and yang. The Chinese believed that the spirits of their ancestors had the power to influence the living, and rituals were performed to honor and appease these spirits. Over time, these beliefs evolved into more structured systems like Confucianism and Taoism. However, the core of these religions, veneration of ancestors and respect for nature, remained unchanged for centuries. Chinese philosophical and religious ideas continued to influence spiritual and social life in the country up to modern times. The ancient Middle East, particularly the lands of modern Israel and Palestine, was home to various religious traditions that predated Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. One such tradition was the Canaanite religion, which involved the worship of gods like Baal, the god of fertility and storms, and El, the father of the gods. These deities were honored through sacrifices and ritual festivals. Over time, some of these beliefs were adopted by early Israelites and influenced the development of Judaism, the first of the great monotheistic religions. On the other side of the world, in South America, civilizations were emerging that also developed unique religious systems. The Olmecs, who lived around 1200 BCE, are known for their monumental sculptures and complex religious rituals, which likely included human sacrifices. Later, the Maya and Aztecs, inheriting many religious traditions from the Olmecs, developed elaborate pantheons of gods and intricate rituals. The Aztecs, in particular, believed that the gods required regular offerings of blood to keep the sun moving across the sky. This aspect of their religion led to the practice of human sacrifice, which became an integral part of their culture. In northern Europe, the ancient Celts worshipped a multitude of gods associated with the forces of nature. Druids, the priests of the Celts, played a central role in their religion, acting as intermediaries between the gods and the people. Although much of what we know about Celtic religion comes from Roman sources, it is clear that they placed great importance on sacred groves, rivers, and other natural landmarks as places of worship. The Celts believed in an afterlife and the transmigration of souls, viewing death not as an end but as a transition to a new existence. Common traits among all these ancient religions included polytheism, nature worship, and the use of rituals to influence the forces that governed the world. Many of these beliefs influenced later religious traditions, and some, like Hinduism, persist to this day. The influence of ancient religions can be seen not only in religious practices, but also in cultural traditions, myths, and architecture that have survived to the present. Temples, sacred texts, and legends from these ancient civilizations continue to inspire and captivate people around the world. Now, let's delve deeper into the more detailed aspects of these ancient religions, helping us better understand their essence and influence on modern beliefs. One of the fascinating aspects of ancient religions was their influence on the development of moral and ethical norms in societies. For example, the gods of ancient Greece, possessing both human virtues and flaws, served as examples of how people should and should not behave. Myths about Zeus, Athena, Apollo, and other gods often reflected human passions and conflicts, helping people make sense of their own emotions and actions. Similarly, the Egyptian concept of Ma'at, cosmic order and justice, was the foundation for the moral norms and laws upon which Egyptian civilization relied. Ancient religions also played a significant role in political life. The pharaohs of Egypt, considered gods on earth, ruled with divine authority. Roman emperors, starting with Augustus, declared themselves gods or demigods, which strengthened their power and legitimized their rule. This connection between religion and politics was an integral part of ancient civilizations and remained an important factor for many centuries. Rituals and magic also played key roles in ancient religions. In Mesopotamia, for example, divination and spells were used to communicate with the gods and predict the future. In ancient Egypt, magical spells and amulets were essential parts of preparing for the afterlife, with the Book of the Dead serving as a collection of spells and guidance for the deceased. In Greece and Rome, sacrifice rituals were performed to appease the gods and ensure success in military campaigns, harvests, and other endeavors. One of the most critical aspects of ancient religions was their mythology, stories explaining the origins of the world, gods, and humans. For example, the Sumerian creation myth, known as the Enuma Elish, tells of how the world was created as a result of a battle between the gods, reflecting the Sumerians' concept of the struggle between order and chaos. The Egyptian myth of Osiris and his resurrection from the dead symbolized their belief in the afterlife and the cycles of nature. These myths not only served a religious function, but were passed down through generations as valuable cultural and moral lessons. Archaeological discoveries have also greatly contributed to our understanding of ancient religions. Excavations of temples, ziggurats, tombs, and other religious sites have allowed scholars to gain deeper insight into how ancient civilizations worshipped their gods. For example, excavations in Mesopotamia revealed the complex structure of ziggurats, temple complexes that served as centers of religious and public life. In Egypt, pyramids and tombs provided detailed information about burial rites and beliefs related to the afterlife. Thus, religions that existed long before the emergence of Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism left a deep mark on human history. These ancient beliefs, despite their age, continue to influence modern culture, philosophy, and religious practices. They offer a unique view of the world in which our ancestors lived and remind us of the importance of spiritual life in the development of human civilization. The grandeur of ancient religions can be seen in their architectural monuments, myths, and rituals, which remain important cultural symbols to this day.